Hello, how are you guys doing? It's been a while, a very long while. I've been busy with so many things. Most importantly, I've been busy working on myself as a person entirely. So, I'm here to tell you guys that I'm extremely excited and grateful. I actually hit 100 subscribers a while ago. I didn't post about it, I didn't make any video. I wasn't in a position to do that. I think it was just a period when I just wanted to lay back because I wasn't even talking to anyone. So, but now I'm back. It's called life, and that's my life, and my life is just so different. I just came to understand that I'm not like anyone, and my life is just very different, and my life is just so super crazy and beautiful at the same time. Because thinking about it, this year has just been a lot. Because this video, basically, I'm just here to celebrate my 1000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I want you guys to be part of this celebration. There is no cake, there is no wine, there is no nothing. We don't have anything in particular to like celebrate, but I just want you to feel my emotions. I want you to know that I'm happy, and if you've been part of my journey, I'm just here to say that you're amazing. And I'm just here to say that I'm so grateful for you, and I'm just happy that you actually are a part of my journey. And I know next year we're gonna do big things. I know, I'm 100% convinced that next year is gonna be so different, and I know what I'm talking about. And just, you guys just relax, okay? So I said, even if it's pretty loud out here, I'm sort of just in the mood to post. I'm just in the mood to talk. And this year has been inspirational to me. It's been so different. I've never had such a year in my life. I don't know if you guys have repeated lives, but I don't really have that. I've never been the same person my whole life. I've always had like so many different versions of myself. I've had like different personalities. It's so crazy. I feel like I'm a big personality because people don't really know who I am. And some people will meet me and say, "Oh, you don't really talk. You're so introverted." I'm like, no, I'm just feeling like I'm not talking today. Like, that's not me. And at the same time, the people who will meet me and say, "Hey, you talk so much and you never stop talking." And I personally believe that I'm not really a specific thing that somebody will just find a name to just describe and say this is who I am, because that's not who I am. I'm just very diverse. Honestly, this year has been a big part of me accepting all I am, whether it's imperfect or perfect, whether it's something I was like working on, whether it's something that it doesn't really matter. But honestly, it was just about me knowing myself better and accepting myself. And it was never about getting the best grades. It was never about getting the best in the world, like running after money. It was never about that for me. And that is something I took a long time to accept. And honestly, there are so many lessons I learned this year, and I don't even know how to like start to talk about those lessons. And yeah, but I will just wrap it around as I converse, because I'm just gonna throw them. You guys can catch up to that, okay? So like, first thing first, I would like say, honestly, I'm just wondering why it took me so long to realize that I actually have my own way, my own path in life, instead of chasing the things that I was told you must have this, and because this is what is normal in the society, that's basically what you should also have. For example, for me, honestly, this year I came to accept that I was never meant for a corporate job. I was never meant for 9 to 5. I was never meant for anything that is meant to control me. I was just never meant for such things. And the more I did them, the more they just drained me. Everything about, like, I was so depressed, guys. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. Work was making me depressed. And honestly, the moment I just said, I don't want to work anymore, I don't want to stress myself anymore. And that time, I didn't even know if I'll be able to pay my bills. I didn't even know if anything will come in the way. I didn't even know like there's going to be something that is going to help me to figure out how I'm going to pay my bills. I was just like, I'm done. Because I was trying to, like, from July this year, I was 100% sure that I personally cannot conform to some things. And honestly, the whole systems of life just don't sit right with me. I've always been somebody who questions things, and I never just say it's okay because that's how things are. I will never be that person. I will never be that person who says, fine, that's how life is and everyone should just be like it. I will always question everything. And for that reason, that is the reason why my last 3 years were very difficult. I was so comfortable. I was so okay with things. I was just like, this is how life is, because I was told like that. But the moment I realized that it's not like that, you need to question things. So that's just me. Your story is different. So personally, I'll always question things. I will never stop to question things. I will always be questioning, is this really making sense? Everything in my life, no matter what it is. So if you're here and you're here to tell me, oh, don't question whatever you think it's very, very not questionable, keep that in your pants. Hey, sorry, that wasn't supposed to come out like that. But honestly, this year has just been something else. First one is this year. Let me talk about how this year started for me, so that this can be a memory I keep, so that I'll be coming back here to check, oh, in 2024 I had this and that. It's like a journal. Okay, so when this year started, I actually wasn't you guys started your year knowing where you're going. Personally, the year started when I was unemployed, and I wasn't even sure what I needed to do next. But there was just something telling me, try this, try that, try this, try that. So I just moved from my place. I live in Lakisama. And I went to Isili. I went to Isili to buy a bag. I wish I could show you that bag. It's a very nice bag. I wasn't employed, remember, but my mind was just like, I need a nice bag. If you request, I will show you. But if you don't request, I will not show you. So that's my personal business. So like, and then when I bought this bag, I was going home. And then I just went to a certain route where I've never used to before. And I saw this school. If you guys don't know, I did a course in English literature. So I saw this school, and then I was like, let me go and try and check the number from, there was a number on the gate and stuff, and call and see if I can get to like meet someone or something like that, or maybe like just find out if I can get a job from that place. So I called the number, and the guy told me like, just a minute, I'm sending you another number that you can call, because like I'm the director, there's someone else who you can call directly. So he sent me the number of the school principal. I went inside the same day. That's crazy. And then I was just like talking to them. This is what was happening. I wasn't even expecting that I'll get a job or not. I was just like, let me see how this goes. And then they told me that they will call me in January if they consider, because when they ask me my papers, everything, I usually have everything in my phone. I'm never like somebody who's like, let me go and get my printed papers somewhere. So I gave them, and then I left. I never even cared if they will call or not, because I was just something like, I'm trying. Okay, so then they called me. That was like the second week of January. The first week I was just in the house. I was actually seated in here. This house, I moved here last year. So I was just seated in here. I didn't even know like what is gonna happen. So I worked there for 2 months. Unfortunately or fortunately, I realized that's not something I wanted to do in my life. I think that school or that particular situation or place I was a realization for a lot of things in my life. It's a very long story. I can't even say everything. But the thing is, I just realized this education thing, being a teacher, it's not going to work for my life, and it will never work. But honestly, at that point, I was still skeptical. At least I said, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to create my own website to try and get to teach in homes instead of teaching in schools for a while, as I still figure out what is it that is happening in my life, because I honestly don't even know. So I went ahead, I made a Facebook page, I made a website, I made so many things. And eventually I started to get parents calling me for homeschooling. So I started homeschooling. And mind you, when you homeschool, you teach all the subjects. So honestly, I teach all the subjects when I homeschool. I don't know how smart I am. I just find myself teaching all the subjects. And eventually, after, let's say 6 months in, I was not happy still. It's like something like this. It's like I was trying to like run away from something but create something more, a bit comfortable and flexible, but still the same thing, because I'm still teaching, you know, but it's different because now I'm doing it in homes. I'm not doing it in schools. And then eventually, after 6 months in, I don't know if I'm not even sure if it was 6 months in, because from February to around July, I don't know what's the difference of those months. They're like four months. Yeah, 4 months in, I think I was almost sure that it doesn't really make any sense to my life. It's crazy. Life is crazy. And at that particular point, I was like, now what really makes sense? Like, nothing makes sense. It feels like, honestly, when you wake up from a dream and you realize that all this life that you have, like the life I have even right now, I came to a realization that this is a life that I was told it will be like. I never had my own perception. I was just following through. So honestly, it was like, this is what you are told it's gonna be. This is how, so it's okay. And you don't have to question it. And I feel like my 24-year-old self just created that life. And it's not the life that I wanna live. So when I woke up from that dream, everything had to go away. I was a bit, I don't know, I was a bit hesitant because I was so scared, because eventually I live alone and I have to pay bills. And at this point, my heart is just like, I'm done. And and myself, I'm just like, what do you mean? And my body is just very tired. I can't even like feel, even the moment when I sleep, it's like when I go to sleep, and I wake up, I just wake up feeling tired. It's like I never rest. And I actually sleep for more than 8 hours. So that time, it's like everything was so intense. I just started reading books. I just started going to the gym. I just started to do things. And I was like, what is happening in my life? I didn't even know how things got to me. I will just like sit and think, tomorrow I should start doing something else. This day I'm going to do something else. This day I'm going to do something else. It's crazy. So I just started to change so many things. I just started to see things differently. I realized how much all this we are seeing is just nothing. It's just nothing. Like, all this is just an illusion of the reality. And the moment that hit me, I had to disappear online as well, to just go and think. And honestly, I always had a feeling that there is more to life than what we can see. So this is what I actually mean. It's like the life you have right now, what you can see, is only as a perception of your mind. It's basically what is in your mind. And if nothing is in your mind, you cannot be able to visualize it, imagine it. It's not going to happen in your real life. This real life. The real life, okay? So this has been just a complete crazy one, where I just put myself to a challenge and said, let's see what we can do. So I read only 3 books, honestly speaking. But I completely I'm not reading books currently. I just told myself, like, if I know everything, why do I need books? Why do I need them? Because honestly, everyone knows everything. You just have to listen. You just have to be ready to listen to it. So it's like I started to follow my intuition. It wasn't about logic. The logic was never there. It's like no logic needed here. We just need to go by it, because honestly speaking, my life was not making any sense. Okay, so for me to follow logic, that will still not make any sense, because the logic will make things become more miserable. So I just followed what I was feeling. If I just feel like I need to do this, I just go for that. So I will just wake up, go for a run. I'll just wake up, go to the gym. It's just something I feel like doing, and I will just find myself like reading books and reading articles and listening to podcasts and journaling. That was impressive. I honestly am proud of myself because I never thought I'll be that consistent in doing things. And I can just say it's been a refreshing year and so much fulfilling because I achieved so many things. Some I might not be able to say them in this video for my own privacy. I just love my space and I don't want people in my business right now. So first thing, I know that it's very visible. You guys can see I lost like 24 kgs. I was like 88. I wish I could put some picture here. I really hope I'll find that picture. I put it here. And then I'll put my picture of my recent photo here so that you can see the difference, okay? And also another thing I achieved is peace. Hey, that was actually supposed to be number one. Peace was the first one. The first thing that ever came was that peace of mind of knowing that nothing is that deep. It is never that serious. It's just a game. And then another one was like I lost 24 kgs. I reached 1,000 subscribers, and how I reached here, I don't even know. It's crazy. But I'll actually, if you want to know, I'll let you know because it's just a different video of its own. I honestly feel like I haven't been talking for a while and I wasn't even talking to people. So it's like when I come here, I'm coming to talk about everything at the same time. It's a lot. So that's basically two things: 1,000 subscribers and losing 24 kgs and reading 3 books. Let me mention the 3 books I read. But there are other books I read, but I'm not ready to talk about them. I'm still analyzing those books. I'm only mentioning 3, but there are more others. So I read The Atomic Habits, The Mountain Is You, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Yeah, I think those are the ones I recommend because I know what I'm talking about. I've gone through them so much, like a couple of different times. Those 3 books have actually been a big part of my change in life. In all aspects, I mean financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever aspect you want to put it, it's just been a lot. And then what else did I get? Oh, I just got to be myself. Honestly, I fall in love with myself. You can see it. If you can't see it, something is wrong with you. But I honestly fell in love with myself after a very long time of not being in love with myself for 3 years. And I told you, I think the issue that was stressing me out for the last 3 years was working. That's the only thing. The moment I removed that thing from my life changed. Things became different. And they were not like that different the way you're thinking that I just moved and things were so nice and amazing. It was bad, okay? But honestly, at that point, I had developed a mental core and I was just somewhere mentally where I can't see with my eyes, but I can just see things with my mental. And at that point is when things just grew, okay? And I'm just so happy to say that this year has been so inspirational to me. I have learned so much about God, about myself, about people, and just about the whole entire world and universe in general. Like I just sat down and said, no more stop, no more diminishing, no more people saying don't question. I'm gonna question, okay? I think that's the basic thing of why I'm actually changing my whole entire life, because of just being able to question things that I don't confine to. Yeah, so at the same time, I'm just grateful. I think that's the most important thing. I'm very, very grateful. That's the most important point. Because honestly, there's so much that happened this year. I just need a whole podcast to talk about it. But it just comes down to I'm just very grateful everything happened the way it happened. Whether it was bad or good, I don't really care. Nowadays, I don't even call something bad or good. I just call things a challenge. It's like, that's a challenge to go through it. And when you pass that challenge, something else will be rewarded to you. It's like a game. Honestly, I personally believe my life is a game. Especially the fact that I have been like a lot of versions. I've never had a specific version that somebody tells me they like know me. Somebody who will ever know me completely, they will even wonder if I'm a real person. Because I also ask myself, am I even a real person? Because there are just things about my life that they sound super like weird, and others are just super too amazing, and others just like, wow, that's a lot to go through. But I will just be here looking very normal. So I don't think anyone's life makes sense. We just make sense of it, okay? So I'm deciding that next year I'm just gonna make sense of my life. It doesn't matter what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put sense on things. This makes sense, I go forward to do it. This doesn't make any sense, we wrap around and leave. Okay, I don't know, whatever. So with that all said, I just hope next year is gonna be a good year for you guys. I just hope you sit down and visualize a good thing for yourself, because I honestly have been visualizing all the great things. I'm just not interested with all the negative stuff. I don't want to call it negative. So to others, that's normal. I don't want to call it that. But I just want to say this has been an amazing year. 2024 has been a very amazing year. And we're also unlocking other better things coming forward. And it doesn't matter what you're seeing. It only matters what you believe and what you're emotionally convicted. That's the truth. Anything else is bullshit. Don't give your whole like mind thinking and overthinking. As an overthinker, I used to overthink so much, but now I just don't care. I just sleep. What I do for a living, I sleep. How do I pay my bills? I don't pay any bills. Thank you. Have a good time. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. But the good thing is you just need to understand that your perception of life, your view, is what you're gonna get. And I think I'm honestly getting my perception right now. And that's why I'm just here to inspire people. Yeah. Bye-bye.